The Watch, Chapter 11. Voodoo. What the hell happened to you? Hector shrugged. He had his story ready. At the plant, some butthole dropped a rope while doing a lighting job and it got around my neck. Louisa snapped her head back. What the hell? She yelled back into the kitchen. Margie, you gotta see this. Margie was Louisa's sister. Louisa's family was from Tucson. This, the actual reason for the moving here. Hector had always found Margie a tough one to swallow. She was a know-it-all, when in reality she didn't know shit, and on top of that, she was annoying as hell. Margie came out, Louisa was pointing at his neck. Margie marched up. Looks like you got on the wrong side of a lynching party. Hector quickly relayed the story. Margie moved closer, getting a better look. Looks like someone tried to choke the shit out of you. A rope from a light? She turned to Louisa. Something is definitely stinking in this story. Hector was getting very uncomfortable. He knew Margie. She would go on and on and on. He got up. Well, gotta hit the head. Walking to the bathroom, he heard Margie asking Louisa, "He been gambling again? I hope he's not playing the horses again. Looks like a loan shark got some gorilla to choke money out of his ass. I told you long ago, Lucia, he got flaws." In the bathroom, he sat waiting on the throne, hoping the conversation would change. He's still unable to process how horrid this thing had gone. He was beginning to think the fucker was cursed. First, his paramour rejects it. Then he gets the shit choked out of him, plus the free burger every morning. No doubt gone. He did not know what to do. He concluded, make an exit to his man cave and call Ernie. Run the situation by him and see what his take was. He waited till he heard the voices go back into the kitchen. He quietly left the bathroom and headed to the garage. In there, he dialed up Ernie. He laid out the entire event, confiding how he was thinking the fucking watch was cursed. Ernie listened, letting out his breath. Well, they're gonna... This thing shipped from Florida. Let me articulate on this. Florida got a ton of island people, some Hispanics, and then... Sit down for this. Haitians. Brother, they for real. Can put a mojo on all kinds of stuff. Those women, the ones who do the voodoo stuff, they got some diabolical shit. Now, I ain't saying that's what happened, but it as sure is a possibility. Hector had immediate visions of black women dancing in a frenzy around some fire with chicken heads in their hands. He felt panic. Well, what do I do? Send it back? Ernie cut him off. That is the worst thing to do. It could then double whammy everything that you own. My advice, send that son of a bitch to someone who is beyond all bad luck. In other words, someone whose entire life is already a dumpster fire. On further conversation, Ernie confided the curse could be from a bruja, a Mexican witch, but more likely from some Haitian woman, maybe one pissed at her husband and just decided someone has to suffer and randomly cursed this watch. They talked a bit more. Hector knew who this dumpster fire person was. His brother Sancho. He lived in Oregon, if you even call it living. Last Hector knew, he was in a camper on public land. He was still pursuing his one successful lifetime ambition, growing weed. He was on some kind of state aid. The last Hector heard Santos was still bleeding out his one lamenting refrain, his totally dismal success with women. Hector knew why. First, he was always stoned, and next the dude was the cheapest guy you could ever meet. He smiled. With this watch, Sancho could possibly generate some luck, with some kind of lady. A wave of relief washed over him. Knowing once up there with Sancho, the watch might as well be on the dark side of the moon. Gone. He felt a little bad sending this potentially witch-cursed thing to him, but Sancho's luck had run out years ago. He said a silent prayer asking for forgiveness, but was able to usage his guilt by telling God that with this watch, Sancho might at least get a shot at some female action. He would mail it off first thing in the morning. He gave a sigh of relief and went in to deal with Louisa and Margie.